Let me explain my problem. I love Moodle. Moodle's a great place where I can get all of my students' work in one place, and it allows me to coordinate what they do. It allows me to track the time and so forth of when they've done it. And this is work that I really like gathering using Moodle. It's a really brilliant system, but it has one or two problems as far as I'm concerned. You will know that when you get work from students and mark it, you sometimes have to share it with other people who have to quality assure what you've done. Now, sometimes these people can be outside your organisation and they don't understand the nuances of how things are happening within your organisation, so you need to make it as clear and simple as you can for people that have to look at your work. Now, another problem is that students will name files inappropriately. No matter how hard we try, we don't seem to be able to get them to use a consistent naming style for the files that they submit. So I'm trying to seek a way of automating that so that all of the files that I get from students will have a consistent name. Here's a page from Moodle where I've got an upload of a set of tasks from my students, and you'll see that they've given them various names roughly relating to the subject. Some I've included in the task, and some there's a wrong task, and all sorts of things will happen with the naming of these files that are given to me by students. Now, Moodle has a brilliant feature. It can download all submissions, and what will happen is that you will get a zip file of all of these that have been submitted by a student. Now, sometimes they will submit more than one file for a task. It downloads everything and makes a folder for each student with the files that they've submitted in that folder. Unfortunately, the way in which the folder is named is a nuisance for me and not terribly useful. So I want to find a way of automating the folder name and the file name so that we get a really consistent presentation for the college and for other people that have to look at the work. Now, here's the file that I've downloaded. You'll see it's the 030 Synoptic 2018 Task 4 Upload 1431 zip. Now, these are all, I'm sure, very useful to Moodle people, but they're not particularly useful to me. So if I save that onto my desktop, what I will now do is I'll go to that file and I'll extract that file just to show you what the structure is like. And there I get it. I've got a folder for every student, and it gives me, for God's sake, Moodle, who sorts their students by forename? It's by surname. What I'm looking for is something that reflects the task, Taylor Blake, so that we get a good sort on the work that's been submitted. The name of the file that's been given to it inside this folder is exactly as it's been named by the student. So I want to change that to get a consistent naming convention. That's what I'm trying to do, and I've already got a sample of how I think it should look. Now, in a perfect world, what you would do is you'd write some plugin for Moodle because it's open source and it's very, very common for people to write plugins, but I'm not a PHP expert. I'm a C# programmer, and I tend to use things that are more desktop-based than web-based. So I've got this set of files. I'm going to try and manipulate them using C# and WPF. Now, here's a sample of the file structure that I want to end up with. That's the same group of files as you just saw, taken out of their folders, and there's the structure I want. I want task 04, Armstrong Nicholas, and then that contains the original that they've submitted, and then a file copied and renamed. If there were 3 files in Nicholas's folder which said a PowerPoint, a Word document and something else, they would be 01, 02 and 03. So 001, 002 and 003. So that allows up to 999 files in a folder, far more than you would ever need. I've got an application written which has just done that job that you've just seen, and here's the code. So that's the structure of what I need to do the renaming. But what I want to achieve is to be able to let the user select the zip file location, put it in a certain destination, press a button, and all the things will happen automatically. At the moment, there's a bit of manual moving around of things, and that's not entirely ideal, as you will understand. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what we're going to build.